The Battlefield 5 Tides of War Chapter 2 Lightning Strikes update has hit. This is of course the second update in Lightning Strikes, and you can expect to see loads of additional fixes coming to the game. This will include additional functionality in things such as the practice range, improvements to maps such as Panzer Storm, bug fixes by the bucket load, and then of course we'll get access to that Sturmgeschütz 4 vehicle. Let's start out with the new vehicle, the Stug. This tank was designed for ambush tactics and is in fact known as an assault gun, not so much a vehicle. It has a turretless design, and having it in the game is something a lot of people have been looking forward to. You'll have a few options when customizing your Stug. When it comes to the specializations, you might be going for something that improves the survivability and anti-infantry capabilities of the tank, or alternatively you might want to go for some longer distance capabilities with the longer barrel and armor piercing shells. The practice range is having a bit of a makeover with improvements and features coming in that probably should have been part of it when it came out. You've got gadget practice, essentially allowing you to use gadgets such as the Panzerfaust against the stationary and moving targets. You'll have various modes which will allow you to toggle bullet drop on and off, which is really cool. Spawning into the practice range should take a lot less time for those who are looking for something a little more speedy, and you also have access to ribbons if you complete certain tasks. This is cool to see that they're actually updating the practice range. Panzer Storm has had a couple of updates. The main one is the extension of the F objective. There have been additional buildings added to the swine farm, and this essentially has made it 4 times bigger and will bring additional cover to infantry and vehicles. A common criticism from many players on Panzer Storm was that they felt too exposed, and DICE have combated this by bringing in some additional ditches and mounds and other sorts of stuff that will help you sneak up on enemies and move from point to point. There are a selection of other things that they've added to the map. You can find these down in the description below. I've linked the whole patch notes there for you to check out. When it comes to fixes in regards to the soldiers, there are quite a few, and I'll go through my favourites that they've added in here. Footsteps have been altered once more. You all know what happened when we last complained about footsteps and DICE changed them. It was like being in a horror movie. You didn't know where the footsteps were coming from. It was like they were coming from maybe behind you, and you'd spin around and then the enemy player wouldn't be behind you at all. He'd be maybe 20-30 meters away. So they've changed some of that, and they've done a bit of work in terms of the decibels and the sound that you'll be hearing, and hopefully it will give you a bit more information. Transitioning to prone is no longer possible if there is not enough space to fit the player, which means that players will no longer attempt to prone if there isn't enough room around them. This is really good, because I think proning in Battlefield is a viable tactic, but in some cases it is too good. Going prone often means that you can't be seen, and you get the advantage of being able to bipod as well, even when you're lying on your back in a really contorted position. There have been a whole host of general vaulting improvements, which is great. Vaulting in the game is now going to be quicker and more responsive, which is exactly what I wanted to see. And there's also a faster ledge grab animation that can be triggered when falling for a short duration, which is nice. They have also fixed the issue where the transition between kill card and bleed out would be delayed for a minimum of 3 seconds. This came in the last update and was very annoying. It's really nice to hear that that is going, because it was something that was kind of frustrating, although it was such a small bug. In addition to that, they've also fixed an issue where the revive icon seen above downed friendlies would not deplete, preventing players from understanding the time left for a revive. Again, a very nice fix. There are a few changes when it comes to the vehicles. Again, if you want to see all of them, check out the full patch notes down below. The Stuka B1 has had its third-person bomb sights replaced. They were missing previously, which was quite annoying. There has been a substantial system improvement in the anti-air in the game, which is quite interesting. Essentially, it will mean that shooting airplanes will be more consistent. Shells that detonate in proximity to an airplane will do more consistent damage. The closer you get your shot to detonate, the more damage it will do. They've also added a horn to the universal carrier, which is quite a nice update. ADSing and the ADS animation with all weapons and all sights have been revamped to better reflect the correct point of aim when strafing and walking. This goes for all weapons, and hopefully your first shot will therefore be more accurate. There has also been a bit of a fix to the transition animation between standing and crouching, or standing to crouching, whilst in ADS, which is quite nice as well. Again, that will help you with your accuracy. There are a selection of other bug fixes, including things such as the message, "The class you have selected is violating the server rules," is gone. You can now spawn in places where you could not spawn before. Bushes and trees that were bulletproof are no longer bulletproof anymore. All of these little bug fixes that are coming into the game and helping fix what is, to be honest, quite a frustrating experience at times. It's really nice to see. Multiple crash fixes and stability improvements have also been added to the game alongside some netcode related UI improvements. Again, this is quite nice to see. It's not just PC specific either. I believe this has come to all consoles and PC, which is great. Again, make sure you check out the full patch notes in the description down below. I'll probably post them in the comments as well. This is just a little update video. I'm going to keep you up to date with the major patches that we're seeing in Battlefield 5 over time. Not so much the little ones, but the big ones like this that really will make a difference to the game. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think of them, and I'll catch you in the next video.